Hello everybody, how's it going? My name is Natured. This is a different type of video I'm gonna record. Yes, Jurgen Klopp, 5 years at Liverpool, 5-year anniversary at the club, and I was thinking, okay, this like half a decade at a club. I'm thinking, right, so many things have happened, and I wanted to do like a longer version video, whatever it's called, not a reaction or whatever, a sort of like a special, if you can call it a special, a long version, a long video without much edit. So yes, if you haven't already, like and subscribe for more content. And also I released I've got a second channel, so I released a trailer for that, so I'm gonna put a short clip here and then the link will be in the description down below for the full video.
They were never neutral.
No. In World War One,
Parliament with USSR, they're not neutral.
I didn't say Poland.
Yes, you did.
I said Holland.
So what'd you say, Holland? You said
Holland and the Netherlands.
They're the same shit.
Right, if you're going to tell me you're not excited, I mean, what's wrong with you? Yeah, so yes, go subscribe to that channel. It's not going to be about football, it's just different, it's more live podcast, a couple of mates, and hopefully other guests in the future. Well, we don't know right now because COVID all shit. So yes, go follow that. But let's talk about Jurgen. Hit the mic there, sorry. So Jurgen Klopp. So I'm going to upload this on the day he was appointed Liverpool manager, October the 8th, 2015, after Brendan Rodgers was sacked. So let's talk about prior to Klopp, and then let's just try and just talk, because I wrote a couple of notes down, some of the things I might forget. But prior to Klopp, we had Brendan Rodgers, Brendan Rodgers, Liverpool, we're on our way to glory. Love that song. But Rodgers was exciting. He was young, he worked under Mourinho. It was like exciting, He's British and everything. And obviously that 13-14 season was remarkable, right? One of the best football I've seen ever. It was just it's probably better football, better attacking, more entertaining football than this Jurgen side, probably, but it's just more inconsistent. And that 13-14, I mean, Suarez was just on another level that season, wasn't it? And prior to Jurgen, and I was like, I was just a teenager, I was younger, I wasn't watching many games, I was watching highlights here and there. I followed the team because obviously I live in Melbourne, if you don't know that. So it's hard for a young teenager, especially when the family doesn't really like soccer to an extent. Like obviously Melbourne, Australia, it's a footy family. Dad loves footy. My dad likes Everton, but he likes Liverpool as well. So when we face, I'm just talking about myself, not even talking about Jurgen right now. So when we face, the blue shy, I sort of want Everton to do well, but I want Liverpool to do better. So if I had my way, I want Liverpool to do, number 1 and Everton number 2 in the league table, whatever. So I didn't really follow that much Liverpool prior to Jurgen, but I'll constantly check results and so on and watch highlights, especially the third and fourth. But 14-15 season, it was just dross. We sold Suarez to Barcelona. Sterling was our main man, basically. Sturridge just started getting more injured. Hender had that magnificent season 13-14. 14-15, he was actually doing alright, but also started getting more injuries. The most important players, we brought in Lambert. Who else did we brought in? Fucking hell. It was just dross that season. Torre was the year before, wasn't he? So 14-15, after that high peak season under Rodgers in 13-14, was really nothing. It was a bit of a nothing season, wasn't it? We finished out of the Champions League again, and then Rodgers was under pressure heading to the 15-16 season. We spent loads of summer. I think we spent Benteke was like 30 million or something like that. It was crazy. It was crazy money. So in that 15-16, I think, 15-16, we started the season not great. Lost win the Europa League as well, and then Rodgers gets that 1-1 draw against Diev. Okay result, but after not doing well, we lost to Man United. It was Man United, wasn't it? We lost 3-1 when Benteke hit that overhead volley, wasn't it? It was a great goal. It was a great finish, wasn't it? But lackluster results, bit of shit results, and then Rodgers got sacked. And at the time, you're thinking, okay, that's probably the right result. but he's an alright manager. You know, he's not great, but he ain't bad. And this is the thing when I talk about when we talk about United, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer might be an alright manager, but if you got better out there, go for that better manager. Go for him. Why stick around? You might have an alright manager, but if you've got a very, very good manager waiting there to be appointed by a club like Pochettino with Ole, and thinking it'd be stupid not to go for him. Even if you like Ole, I keep him in the club, make him in the boardroom or an office or something like that, a director. I don't know. But you get the right man in. And that's what FSG did with Jurgen, didn't they? They saw Jurgen was out of the job for 3 months. He was previously with Dortmund, for about 7 years. He was out there, he was on holiday for about 2-3 months. And FSG said, okay, Rodgers, he's done an alright job for us. He's brought in a couple of youngsters in. He's helped Hendo, he made Hendo captain, didn't he? He made Hendo captain. He brought Millie in, made him vice captain. So leadership was a bit lacking. Gerrard left that season, wasn't it? At the end of 14-15, wasn't it? Yeah, we lost Stork 6-1. Fucking hell. Gerrard scored his last game. Scored in his last game. And so Hendo stepped in for captain and thinking, at the time, everyone was thinking, okay, young lad, from Sunderland. Obviously, he was sensational for 13-14, so he was incredible. 14-15, he stepped up. He had more goals and assists now, 14-15. So in lockdown, when Liverpool had the highlights of each season, Hendo was involved in 14-15 much more than what we all thought. But then he started to get more injuries. And in 15-16, his injuries started to get more. So he was made captain. Jurgen comes in. Danny Ings. He started. I remember we brought in Danny Ings, Benteke, fresh English. But Ings got injured the first day Jurgen came in, 8th of October, 2015. And the first game... Actually, before the first game, I just want to talk about the culture. So, the culture of Liverpool FSG. So, back to Rodgers. You saw Jurgen was out without a job, and you might think Rodgers is a right manager, but you get the right man. You get better. You don't coast, and this is what Man United are doing right now. And that some of them can't see it. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer might be an alright manager, but if you got a very, very good manager out there in Pochettino, why wait? What's the point? Get him. Just get him. It's alright coasting. United Ole Gunnar Solskjaer up and down, up and down, up and down. And obviously this started this season. They've been dipping transfer window, Glazers, under pressure, Ollie's under pressure, and they're doing lots of this and lots of this. And it's sort of coasting in some stages. And that's where you think, okay, get another manager in, and then make Ollie another. But okay, let's fuck off this United chat. Let's talk about Liverpool, the best team in the world. So obviously Jurgen comes in, and this is what Bielsa does at Leeds. Jurgen did it at Liverpool. Well, obviously Jurgen did it before Bielsa went to Leeds. Jurgen immediately wanted to understand the Scouse culture, Liverpoolian culture. And there's a little story that I found out not long ago, that in the first weeks, or let's load that plane. First couple of days, was it a couple of days? I'm not sure. Couple of days, I'm not exactly sure. But he went to a Liverpool pub, and not as look at me, I'm the new manager. He just came in, just have a pint and get to know the fans and all that. And obviously, not many people knew about him because he just started. But he was there with the fans in the pub in Liverpool, just enjoying himself and just understanding, talking to them, just being able to talk to fans and being not. Another level. And this is what pisses me off when people say they think Jurgen's arrogant. He's far from arrogant. So you're thinking about, alright, he's gone to a pub on his own accord and think he's just talking to the fans, drinking a pint of lager and thinking, okay, I'm going to do this, I'm going to bring culture. And obviously the press conferences turning doubters to believers. And that 15-16 season, when he came in, that spark. Let's talk about his first game. So I've got the lineup here in front of me, and this is incredible, this lineup. I'm sure everyone's has seen it. So in goal we had Mignolet, in the back four we had Klein, Skirtle, Momosako, Moreno. Midfield three were Lucas, M.A. and Millie. And the front three were Lallana, Divock Origi, and Coutinho. On the subs bench, Adam Bogdan. Holy shit. Kolo Touré, Conor Randall, Joe Allen, Teixeira, Sinclair, and Jordan Ibe. It's incredible. Honestly, it's incredible. That side. And we got a draw in this first game. We get the clean sheet as well with that team. It's incredible. And only Milner and Origi are left from that first team squad, from that lineup, from that 18. And both of them, Milner and Origi, are squad players now. So It's amazing where he started, and we got that, that amazing win against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, 3-1. Coutinho with that cutting onto his left foot, beautiful. Benteke scoring 2 goals. It was amazing, that game, and thinking, yes, Jurgen's celebrating. That was the game. Like, yes, this is incredible. And then obviously we got that, and this has been a meme, obviously, and I don't know why people can't get it through their fucking skulls. That West Brom game where Jurgen got all the players to cheer from the Kop, and people made out of it where they were celebrating a 2-2 draw, but Jurgen was not thinking about that at all. He realised that the fans were as separated from the team, were not as close to the team as humanly possible in the club's history. And that's where Jurgen wants to get the fans on the side. If in Jurgen's mind, if you can get Anfield, the 12th man, on their side, it becomes a huge factor. So when he did that cheering, he in the back of his mind thinking, right, I'm gonna get the fans on the side. Hey lads, come here. Lads, come here. We're gonna show these fans that we care about them, that they stuck around to the 90th minute, and we're gonna wait. And it's quite popular in Bundesliga. I think English media don't understand it. They probably still don't. Fuck them. But that was a meme. That he wanted to get the fans involved, and he got everyone involved, and like, wait. But it wasn't wait. It wasn't a way in terms of celebrating. It was way of showing support to the Kop. And this has happened, is you can see it like right now. You couldn't really picture it in the moment, but you could say it's in you can see it now looking back onto it. You can say, okay, this is what he wanted to do. Look at these little steps that he wanted to get the Liverpool fans involved. And this was a bit later I had this written down, but in the 16th-17th season, I remember this quite clearly, but I don't think no one really remembers this game. Liverpool versus Sunderland. It was a home game. We won that 2-0. But obviously, we were struggling, to break teams down, and the crowd was like, groaning and moaning. And it was 0-0. I still remember this vividly. I was watching this game, and I'm surprised this hasn't been talked about a lot. But Jurgen just looks at the fans behind him after they're moaning after like a sloppy pass in the final third or something like that, and he just shouts at the main. Was the main stand at the time? It must have been, because it was behind him, and he's like, and he's getting his angry face, like, you can support the fucking team, like, and an angry way of like, shut the fuck up, support the team. And after that, we scored 2 goals. It was 0-0 at the time, and we scored 2 goals after that. And it got the crowd going, and this is incredible. This man, honestly, I've lost for words. Like, this guy is coaching Liverpool players. He's coaching the club how to behave. He's coaching the staff to behave. But he's training the fans. He's coaching the fans every single moment. He's jeering up the crowd. He's saying support to the 90th minute. Do not leave, because anything can happen in the 96th minute. Do not leave. Do not moan. You can keep your negative emotions to yourself. That's what he's trying to say. Support the team. We're at Anfield. Guide this team. And I don't know if we can find footage, because no one really talks about this. I'm surprised. He just looks at the fans and support the fucking. It was just incredible. He's training the fans how to behave, how to be that 12th man. And he had a Dortmund with what do you call it? The yellow wall? I think it's called the yellow wall. He's teaching the fans how to behave, he's coaching the fans how to support. And obviously me, like a dumb idiot football supporter in Melbourne, I'm sort of like, yeah, come on, lads. So let's talk about that 15-16 season. We've been rambling on, but I think this is alright. This is a different type of video. But, okay, so obviously West Brom cheer. That Man City game for one. So obviously Klopp came in. He was playing like a 4-2-3-1. It was really flexible. But that Man City game, 4-1. That was the first time where we saw Bobby Firmino in the false 9. We saw Lallana Coutinho on the counter attack, and we just banged them. It was like okay, we're playing 4-2-3-1, which the players I think understood. But against certain teams, let's put Klopp's formation. Let's see what Klopp wants to do. So it's a false nine, Bobby Firmino, and Roger played him at right wing back at one stage. It was honestly incredible. And Klopp used him as a false nine, dropping into the midfield, dragging the centre backs, cutting in Coutinho and Lallana, and we twice that season we smashed Man City. And there was Pellegrini's last season Man City manager, and it was just incredible. And when you see the manager, okay, 15, 16, in the first early stages, we see with Ancelotti, Everton, who else could you say? Arteta, to an extent. You see these managers, Guardiola first season, you can see glimpses, okay, as a supporter, as a follower, you want to see, okay, what glimpses, what can I take from Jurgen's first season that I can say, okay, let's put a hat on that, and let's say, okay, let's build on that. City 4-1, City 3-0 in that same season. Just absolutely smashing teams, but being inconsistent about it. But so because he's not his players, because Klopp didn't have the main transfer window because he came in October. So you want to see these glimpses before you reach that consistent peak performance of what we see Klopp at Liverpool right now. So you're banging on that head like, okay, this is what we want to do. Let's build onto it. And yeah, that League Cup final, we did it right well, but we lost to Man City. I remember Saka getting a concuss, wasn't it? And we also reached the Europa League final that season. So we reached 2 finals under Jurgen half a season. And obviously the Moreno collapsed that season. It was not great. But that Daniel Sturridge goal, I remember that for the rest of my life. It was just incredible. And we finished 8th in the league that season, so it wasn't great. So I remember the last few games. We were playing like Connor Randall. Remember him, Connor Randall? Brad Smith at left back. Kevin Stewart. It's incredible. So we put our eggs in one basket in the Europa League, and we finished 8th in the league. So the next season we didn't have any European football, and obviously that season, Jurgen appointed Michael Edwards as a sporting director. Edwards was there under Rodgers, but I think he didn't have I don't think he was as important. I think it was just a numbers man. But now he was given a proper job, and I sort of what's the word I'm looking for? This reminds me of Moneyball, where what's his name? The young guy in Moneyball. What's his name? The numbers guy who was under Brad Pitt. He was basically, okay, I can see something in you. You're gonna come with me. That's what Michael Edwards, Jurgen Klopp did with Michael Edwards. Put him on his wing. He said, "Give me this. I'll give you this role. Do the job for me." And it's turned out to be perfect. So under 16-17 next season, we're bringing a couple of outstanding players. Sadio Mane, 35 million from Southampton. Thinking inconsistent at Southampton, he was incredible. Matip on the free. Wijnaldum from Newcastle, and Newcastle left winger, inconsistent left winger, becomes Jurgen Klopp's number 8. Lloris Karius also joins for Liverpool. He did okay, had some mistakes, but he did alright. So Arsenal first game of the league season, 4-3, absolutely amazing game. Sadio Mane scoring that wonderful goal. Coutinho's free kick was incredible, and then obviously that Mane goal where he jumps on Jurgen and other Lallana had a great goal as well. It was an absolutely great game of football, and then obviously that famous picture of like Mane on Jurgen's piggyback. That was incredible, that game. And Moreno didn't have a great game, and then Liverpool didn't buy a left back this season. Moreno made mistakes in the Europa League final. Some fans were getting fed up, and Carragher obviously made those comments like, get a new left back. We had James Milner at left back, and I'm thinking, right, this is a bit weird. Milner as a right mid, left mid, centre mid type of player playing a left back, and it fucking worked that season. He's incredible. And obviously the main stand was open. I think it was the first few games of the season. I remember we played all of our 3 or 4 games, I think, in the first few games was away from home, and then the first game back at Anfield was against Leicester. Main stand was open, 55,000. Yeah, and we smashed Leicester. Great. And we started that season like a house of fireworks, top of the league at December. Yeah, I've just made these notes because this is so much to talk about. And then we're top of the league in December. We're cruising. Adam Lallana was playing magnificent. Mane was sensational. But then Mane went to the African Nations Cup and thinking, shit, what are we going to do next? And it wasn't great. We sort of fell away in January. it was sort of like a disaster, like lots of matches, FA Cup, we put out the kids, like a young Harry Wilson started, it was incredible. And then Trent Alexander-Arnold, we played Man United at Old Trafford in January, and then Trent started at Old Trafford against Anthony Martial, sensational player, well, sensational, a very good player, right? And he got ran over a couple of times, but he stood still. And this is the thing with Jurgen, if you're good enough, you're in the squad. Like Trent, he must have been 17 years old, 18 years old at the time, and he starts him at Old Trafford. One of his first few games that he started is incredible. And Jurgen, he just trusts the kids. It's just amazing. Yeah, Klopp shouting at the fans of Sunderland. That's incredible, that moment. And we get Champions League football on the last day. We were inconsistent that season. We saw glimpses. What can I say? We saw glimpses, but we also struggled to break teams down. That famous Burnley game where we lost 2-0, where we had like 50,000 shots and Coutinho hit about 50,000 over the bar. It was so inconsistent in the game. In those games, we lost to Swansea, lost to Hull in the Cup, but some moments like Tottenham game where Mane was just running the show. I need to drink of water. And that 17-18 season, oh boy, it's like a podcast, isn't it? It's like a special. I wanted to do this because I just love the man to bits. So 17-18 season, we brought in another couple of players. Mohamed Salah joins Liverpool, Robbo joins the Ox, and Van Dijk joins in January, and we sold Coutinho in January for about 140 million as well, which is incredible. So obviously Champions League footy returns to Anfield. Yeah, and that Hoffenheim game, Trent started, and we saw, I think Klein started to get more injuries, and Trent started from the get-go from the 17-18 season. Trent started at right back thinking, right, is Trent good enough? And he scored that free kick away from home in Germany against Hoffenheim. Scored that famous free kick. And we were doing well. We were playing, this helter-skelter, blitzkrieg German Klopp football. That was incredible. That Hoffenheim game at home, that move where we saw Emre Can back post, it was just, I watched that game. I watched that move like so many times, thinking, this is just incredible, wasn't it? That one-touch football, one touch, and then counter-attacking Mohamed Salah, man in the break, and then Robbo and it wasn't Robbo, it must have been Milner. I think Moreno started that season because Robbo. I don't think Klopp wanted to put Robbo in from the start. I think he wanted to kind of train Robbo into that left back, not train into a left back, but train the system, coach's system. And it was just I was like, this is amazing. And then back in Champions League, and we saw the Sevilla where Moreno made a couple mistakes, and then after Robertson came in, Trent starting every game. I just made some notes here. Front three, that was the front three. Salah, we thought Mohamed Salah would be a backup to Sadio Mane. Incredible. Defense still shaky. These notes here. The famous 4-1 result against Tottenham. Yeah, it was at Wembley, wasn't it, that game? And Kane just tore Lovren a new one. I remember Jurgen. I think Jurgen took Lovren out. I think he took him out like the 30th minute. It was early. It was early in the first half, and he hooked him. And I think that was the turning point. I think because we went for Virgil in that summer, but we couldn't get him, and we got in trouble. I think we had to pay a fee to Southampton for breaching or something like that. But we got Virgil in January. But I think that was the game where Jurgen said, "Okay, yeah, Lovren's okay, but we need the Rolls Royce in defense," and that's what we got Van Dijk. And Jurgen could have gone for anyone else in January, in August, in July, if Van Dijk, because Van Dijk wanted to join Southampton. But if Southampton, we could have easily gone for, I don't know, Koulibaly or De Vrij or any other centre back who was very good at the time. But Jurgen's like, no, let's trust these boys, even though they made mistakes. Let's trust these boys. Let's get Virgil van Dijk in January. So we got Van Dijk in January, the famous Everton win where he got the winning goal of a header of a corner. Amazing. The 4-3 win against Man City. That Man City team was amazing. Remember that Man City team? 100 points, I think that was. And it was their only loss in the season. And we just blitzkrieged them. It was amazing. It was when the Ox played in the 8 and just ran the show. Bobby Firmino. Incredible. And obviously that season was in the league after that. win against Man City, it wasn't great. We focused more on the Champions League because we got Man City in the Champions League. That tie was incredible. Looking back on that Ox finish, incredible, honestly incredible. Yeah, so we made the final, but that season, Buvac, Zeljko Buvac, left Liverpool on a personal term, mutual consent, and I think him and Klopp just fell away to an extent. What really happened? Because Buvac was with Jurgen for about 17, 20 years. I'm just trying to think. I'm not going to edit this out, Stoffer. And Buvac just leaves before a Champions League final. It was incredible. And obviously recently Buvac commented that he didn't congratulate any of the players, any of Klopp. I think they just fell away. I think it's just a bit of bitterness because he was the brain. I think Jurgen called him the brain of the team, but now it's Linders, Kravitz, and Jurgen. I think Klopp said. Did Klopp say it? I think someone else said the heart, the brain, the mind. The mind. I think it was the mind. Kravitz. So yeah, Buvac left that season before the final. So we faced Real Madrid in the Champions League final, first Champions League final under Jurgen. And that final we started well. I mean, Trent Alexander-Arnold kept Ronaldo quiet. That was so good from the youngster. He plays. Lovren was incredible. Lovren and Van Dijk, they were very, very good at that final. Trent was as well. Mane scored that goal, but a couple of mistakes from the keeper. Obviously, it's been highlighted far more than I would have hoped for Karius. I still think Karius can do a job. I feel sorry for the guy, and also Bale scoring one of the best goals in Champions League history. And they win 3-1, and obviously famous pictures out of the game where Jurgen receives his runners-up medal, and then Henderson as well, then Karius in tears. And I remember that final vividly. I remember I did a reaction on the channel. I think I took it down because I didn't want it to stay up. I was quite. How do I explain that? I didn't want to have negative impact on that channel because I was quite angry at Karius at the time. I was only young, so I would have been 17 years old, possibly 18. But I think I was 17. But I think I took it down for some reason. I'm not sure, but that was a moment. I remember Paul Machin of the Redmond TV. He said that Liverpool needs to stop breaking our hearts, and I agree with him to an extent. 3 finals under Jurgen: Champions League final, the Europa League final, and the League Cup final. All of them narrow losses, all down to one player basically throwing the ball into the back of the net. It was just Jurgen Klopp started to get this a title to his name. There's a bottle job in finals. Like, he was able to get there, but it's a bottle job, and that's not true, isn't it? He was, that score wasn't great. Salah got injured. We had to bring Lallana on to play right wing, and all just collapsed after that. Mane got a good goal off a corner. It was just nothing after, was it? So yes, that season we finished 4th in the league, so we finished Champions League. But what really stood out from that, a couple of days after the Champions League final loss, Fabinho in the door, get in, linked to Man United, and it's like, linked to Man United, 8 p.m, 9 p.m, he's at Melwood taking a medical. Get the fuck in. We bring, where's the list here? Yes, Fabinho signs. Alisson, holy shit. That's not a Jurgen Klopp FSG sign, but we got him. Shaqiri has been crucial in some games, and Naby Keita, who Jurgen loves, but he's still learning on the training to some extent. Fabinho and Alisson. Jurgen just looked at our team, right? Keeper and centre defensive midfielder. Henderhead does the job as centre defensive midfielder, but let's get a rock. Let's get a big 6'3", however tall he is. Let's get Alisson, a commander in the box, just keeps it calm. He's good with his feet. Really makes a mistake, and says, right, this is our big window. Let's go for this. And we saw Gomez starting with Van Dijk. After the start of the season, we start with Trent, Gomez, Van Dijk, and Robbo. 18-19 season. As a crowd, because we were really pressing, gegenpressing, counter-attacking, bang, 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 bang. But that season, we sort of changed styles. We started to use our fullbacks, Robbo and Trent, as our outliers, as our playmakers. And we were all right, we were still working with our solid midfield, but let's use Trent's ball playing, and let's use Robbo's crossing. And we started with Gomez and Van Dijk and thinking, right, who's going to pair with Van Dijk? Do we trust Lovren? Do we trust Matip's injury record? Do we trust Gomez? And he's like, yes, I trust Gomez. And that season, I remember Gomez started the season and played about 10 games, and we were incredible. Kept in clean sheets, 1-0, 2-0, 2-1, 1-0, 2-0. Like consistently getting good results, solid, and not giving much chances away. And then Gomez got injured against Burnley, was it? I think it was Burnley where he got just a nasty challenge, really unfortunate. And then Lovren came in thinking, okay, how is he going to do? But Lovren was still solid defensively. Not as much clean sheets because it's hard because Lovren's still a good centre, but not as good as Gomez. But still winning games, keeping as much, keeping a solid backline. And then Lovren gets injured. And then Matip played for the rest of the season. And then Matip was incredible. And he played that Champions League final against Tottenham, and he was incredible. So whoever paired with Van Dijk that season, who had an unfortunate injury or whatever, Lovren and Gomez, Matip came in and just was like, yeah, from the get-go, was incredible. Defense becomes a spine of the team has become very good with additions of Alisson and Fabinho, or Lovren, Gomez, Matip all being able to do the job. That Man City game. It was 2-1, wasn't it? It was our only loss in the season, and we lost 2-1, but it was one of the best games. It was high quality, like the passing from both teams, the defensive pressing. It was just high quality, and it looked like a proper title. Yeah, and we lost 2-1 by millimeters. And that our goal where Bobby Firmino got a header on the line. I think I've shared it on my Instagram, so do follow me on Twitter and Instagram, boys and girls. That move where you go, where we were just brilliant. That move, we passed it around left and right. We're shifting Man City's defense, and we're going in and out, and then we draw them out. It was just a lovely ball from Roberts, I think it was, and yeah, I sort of fucked it up the play, but it was just a magnificent play, and that was incredible that season. That title race, one of the best in history. And the Chelsea game. Remember that Chelsea game, 2-0. It's one of the most famous live reactions. You probably all watched it. That match, that was the Hillsborough anniversary as well. It would have been 30th anniversary of Hillsborough. And then obviously, and that I think a couple of days before, Salah got racially abused by Chelsea. I think it was a Europa League match, and the fans just abused Salah, racially abused him. And then Salah hits one of the best goals ever I've seen ever. And he does the celebration. That match was talked about. Oh, okay, here we go. Liverpool in a race title challenge. Chelsea, are they gonna slip up? Stevie, la 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 la. I just spit it everywhere. La la la. And we just shut them off. And that's Mohamed Salah goal was just incredible. Yeah, and that season we finished on 98, 97 points, and I remember that I think I did a live reaction. That Brighton game, City were facing Brighton, we were facing Wolves, and we were winning the league for about 2 minutes. I will never forget that feeling, that 2 minutes. I'm like, I think I've still got that video up on YouTube. I'm like, boy, looking back at it, it's actually so funny, but. Yeah, and then obviously City equalised and won that match, and 98. We finished on 97 points that season, thinking we lost one game of the season, and he still got a shrug of shoulders and like, fair play to Man City, well done. It was just incredible. But let's put the league to the side because let's talk about that Champions League run, that first Bayern tie. I remember Van Dijk was injured, so Fabinho had to play centre back with Matip. You're thinking, how are we gonna do this, Lewandowski? But we kept the clean sheet. That was so critical. At home. Was that home? Yeah, it was at home. We kept the clean sheet. It was so vital, that result. And then we went away to the Allianz Stadium. Allianz Arena, I think it was. We scored 3-1. That famous goal, Van Dijk pings a 60-yard pass and it swerves, and Mane turns Neuer, chips it. One of the best goals I've ever seen. And we bet them 3-1 in Allianz Arena. And then Jurgen's like, yeah! That was a moment. And then we faced Porto, smashed them. And then that Barcelona tie, losing 3-0 at the Camp Nou. Yeah. And then the Anfield match, I still watch the highlights and I still get teary out. I'm like, shut up, Natural, shut up, you get teary. But sometimes you watch him linking, and you know what's happening, so you're like, Divokare, Shakiri, why not? And you're watching that, and you get teary. I don't know if I'm the other one, like a Suki Lala, this reader, yeah, whatever. In that match, and then that Salah show with never give up, 4-0, Trent, corner tackle, Origi! But it's just one of those matches where he's like, never give up. And that never give up attitude from the fans especially. And it started, I remember, I think this has been talked about enough. Barcelona had to start the game, had to actually start the play. So kickoff, Suarez had the ball. And then the referee had about 1 minute to blow the whistle. Suarez was there standing with the ball at his feet, kicking off for Barcelona. And that got the fans cheered up. And this is what Klopp said, training the fans. We were pressing Barcelona. We're winning corners, winning throw-ins, and Anfield's right on top of Barcelona players, thinking Coutinho, Suarez. Coutinho must be thinking like, what the Messi? You think Robbo pushing Messi, being this fucking shit out here. No, I don't give a shit if you're Messi. I don't give a shit if you're Suarez or whoever very very good players in the world. If you're going to Anfield, we're gonna fucking intimidate you. The Anfield's gonna roar. We're gonna suck you into the corner. We're gonna press you. We're gonna kill you. We're gonna absolutely harass you to the fans. And we won that 4-0. I'm thinking, and then obviously that you'll never walk alone with the players. And like this with Jurgen, getting with the fans, bringing the fans. The fans are the 12th man. It's just vital if you got teams like Liverpool, Newcastle. Who else are similar to these teams? Man United to an extent. Who else could you put in that bracket? I'm just trying to think. Dortmund. If you get the fans on side, it just makes a difference. And obviously the Champions League final. Just a solid 2-0. No flashiness about it. Salah gets a penalty. Divock Origi wins the European Cup for Liverpool, the famous one. And it was just unlike Liverpool to keep a clean sheet. Solid. Patient. It was just a professional performance. And we didn't have to be flashy. Just do the job. And it's unlike Jurgen past playing styles. It's unlike Liverpool to do it the easy way. But we did it the easy way. And then obviously win the Champions League final, win second, one of the best seasons ever. And now it's 1920th season. Right, we've got the Champions League. Let's go for the league, boys. And this motivational tour that Jurgen just, the management is just incredible. We didn't buy anyone in the, we scored what? Got Harvey Elliott, Sepp, and Adrian. And Adrian had to play the first 10 games of the league season because Alisson had a calf injury, or hamstring. It was calf injury, I think it was. And that season was just... I'll remember this team for the rest of my life, right? It was we're just winning games, and like no matter what, yeah, I don't give a shit. Like, this is not me speaking. This is like Liverpool, the clubs. I don't give a shit if we're losing 1-0 90th minute. We're gonna win this. We're gonna somehow. This is Kloppage time. The Aston Villa game, we're losing the game. 87th minute, we get a goal. 90th minute, we get a goal. We win 2-1 at that Villa Park. Just scenes, absolute scenes. That Man City result. It's just incredible. That Man United result, Salah, you can go all 3 games, but I just want to, because obviously this is really recent, so everyone knows what happened. 1920 we win the league, and obviously 2021 the current season. Mad. I mean, this is weird speaking after the Aston Villa result, 7-2 smashing, but it's just weird. It's just like Jurgen's changed lives basically, and he's building a dynasty at this football club. The 12th man, and with obviously the Anfield Road stand is being planned to build, so he's building a bigger capacity at Anfield. The new training academy facility, Kirkby. So FSG is so like to take all of this. So to summarize basically this video, how long we've been going? So almost 40 minutes. It's basically a podcast of my own. Talking for 40 minutes is fucking hard, by the way. What do I? Oh yeah, FSG. So the best signing that this club has made ever in history is signing Jurgen Klopp, basically. So FSG, I've got nothing but respect them, and I think whoever's FSG out hasn't got a scuba do. I'm just putting it out there because they've just done so. They've brought the club from depth. They brought in Jurgen. They made a harsh decision. What was it harsh? It was a difficult decision of sacking Rodgers and bringing Jurgen in. And Jurgen just fits the club just to a T. He gets the fans. He gets the culture. And he rejected Man United before he came to Liverpool. Not many people know this. He didn't want to work with Edward. Fuck off. He didn't want to work with Man United. That shitty board. That shitty procedures at the club. You want to work on the FSG because they're responsible, they care for the club, they want to build a culture. Peter Moore left the club recently, but he was this means more, which gets laughed at, I know, by James Walker, but this means more. It's not like this means more, but it's like the culture. He's trying to bring the fans together. It's the fans are now involved. They're not customers as they are in Arsenal. Arsenal, they're looking at customers. Basically, Arsenal fans get treated like shit. Man United as well, they get treated like shit. And FSG, Peter Moore, the CEO, Mike Gordon, Edwards, Jurgen, and like the culture that Klopp has just brought in. He's made every staff member feel valued. Like Carol and Caroline, the kitchen ladies. They're like the most famous kitchen ladies on earth because Jurgen Klopp he puts an arm around and gives them a kiss every morning and thinking, yeah, hello, good morning. He brings this culture into a club, and his management, he's just, and I've watched videos of his management. I've bought a couple of books on him, philosophy, culture, management, motivating. And it's not like hugging for the sake of it. It's hugging, like, feel valued. And he hugs players. He whispers in their ears and like, yeah, be, you're part of this club. And it's just, I'm gonna go through my most of thinking if I've missed anything. Yeah, I don't know. I'm like speechless talking about this man because he's like a father figure. And I want to go back to Henderson as well. Henderson is basically Klopp on the pitch. It's incredible, isn't it? When Henderson maybe wasn't good enough in 16-17, he brought in Wijnaldum. Klopp brought in Wijnaldum, Fabinho, Keita. Who else did he? Oxlade-Chamberlain. And every time Jurgen's brought these players in, I'm just using Henderson as an example because he's the captain. Every time Jurgen's brought these players in, Henderson's like, no, wait, are you coming in the door? No. I'm going to improve. I'm going to get better. I'm going to lead this team to a dynasty. And we've missed him in the games against Watford. We lost the game against Villa recently. We missed a shelter on the pitch. Like, Van Dijk is a leader, but he leads in a different way. Henderson fucking screams to you. He fucking grabs you fucking on the shoulder. Like, oi, fucking closer, you dick. And he obviously doesn't say that in words, but he grab when a player is down, he grabs them in the collar and gets up, get to the fucking next challenge, and get to the next ball, and so on. And yeah, again, I just can't thank him enough because I sort of started this channel because I started to care for Liverpool more than I ever did, and I started this channel in the start of 2017. I think, yeah, you wouldn't know because I deleted most of the videos because they're cringy as fuck. Sorry if that headphone users. But I started that because I started care for the club more than I ever did. And like, I do coaching now. I'm not going to say where, but I do coaching now. And like this, I do youth coaching. So I sort of take Jurgen's way of trying to use, okay, this is what Jurgen says. Okay, this is knowledge. Let's put it where I do. So let's put an arm around this kid. It's like, yeah, you can do it, buddy. Like using a caring culture, and it's like, it's changed my life. And it's just, I don't know if I'm doing over the top. Like, shut up, you dickhead. What are you? But yes, yeah. I don't know what else to say. I'm just gonna leave it like as it is. Yeah, get chat in the comments, boys and girls. This man is just incredible. Incredible. Yes, lads, if you haven't already, like the video, chat with me in the comments. I'll be down there. Be nice in the comments. Go subscribe to my second channel, Natural Journey Podcast. I'm also at Twitch. Yeah, so I do a bit of Football Manager as well. Bit of pissing about with that. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram as well. And that's about it. Yeah, I guess so. Subscribe, hit the button notification, and I'll see you guys later.